What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We got our U.S. Open on the dot coming at you guys here live on a Wednesday evening. A little bit different from our Tuesday evening. We will have more official plays tonight as we've had an extra day. Couldn't make it last evening, so Bet with the Boys, aka Teaser Nation, helped me out and said, let's do a live on Wednesday, right before the third major of the year. How are we feeling, buddy?
Can't wait. I'm excited. We had a call, a right call. We didn't hit an outright, but I know we both proclaimed that Scheffler was going to easily take it at the Memorial. Morikawa was really only standing in our way of being true. He pretty much lapped everyone except Morikawa. He played well on Sunday, Colin, and kind of gave it a scare. But Scheffler kind of had it in the bag all the way. So just another week of either Scheffler or a long shot. Yep. I look for Scheffler to win again this week, so it's going to be the same old story. So we'll see.
I think he's going to be up there. I just don't know if he's going to win. I think someone else is going to beat him this week. Once again, I will be not playing Scottie Scheffler to win a tournament before the tournament starts.
Mm-hmm.
During it, you might as well just hammer him because you could get a better number if he doesn't go off. But man, this run is amazing, absolutely amazing. So appreciate you guys tuning in. If this is your first time, we will answer any questions you guys throw in. We'll be here for about 30 minutes or so. Tonight we'll actually have some official plays here. Usually we just talk it over, go through the outrights, placements, and some matchups. So if you guys do have any specific questions for DFS, tournament matchups, placements, outrights, let us know. We'll be here, like I said, for about 30 minutes or so, and just deep diving into the U.S. Open here. I'm super, super excited, as always, to have another major tournament upon us. So if you guys are on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you guys are on X, hit that repost. We would just love to hear from you guys. And if you're on Twitch, shout us out. Leave a comment for sure. All right, so a little bit different format tonight as we'll start just kind of talking about our card in general. Do you want to lead it off with some placements, Teaser, or do you want to talk about the course first and maybe talk about what some attributes? Because this is truly a wide open attribute tournament, in my opinion. It's not a one size fits all. So go ahead and talk about that briefly, real quick.
Yeah, I mean, anyone listening, if you've watched any YouTube videos, any podcasts this week, everyone's just redundant with the same old stuff of how this is going to play. So, I mean, I won't go too much into it, but really the main defense of the course is the greens. So there's a lot of, like turtleback shaped greens. So a lot of runoffs. I mean, you're going to have to chip and putt well, or it's going to come back to your feet or go over. Got to have great distance control as well to stay on the same level of the green. And then everything else that everyone is saying is the wiregrass fairways, or the sand in the wiregrass, kind of rough that, aligns the fairways. It's not, I mean, you can miss fairways out here. They're pretty wide, but like you said, like driving distance, fairway accuracy, not one size kind of fits all here type thing. It's anyone can play well here. Henley, short driver, Bryson can play well here. So it doesn't matter how far you hit it here, really. It's just going to be mainly short game, I think. Just like a classic U.S. Open course, there's a lot of par fours beyond 450, a lot beyond 500 as well. So proximity 200 plus is going to be a good one, or 175 plus as well. Par is going to be a good score on a lot of holes. And then a good thing is too, as just a golf fan, not even betting wise, it's going to be firm and fast. We're not going to get a lot of rain. So that's going to be good to kind of see these guys not go out and shoot 18 under on a major course like they did in Kentucky a month ago. So it's going to, we can all say in confidence that I don't think the winner even sniffs 10 under. It's going to play probably even harder than the Memorial last week. That was a good test for the guys. So I don't see it playing any easier than last week. So.
Yeah, I could see it even being, +1 wins this tournament. It could be plus numbers to do it, but I would say it's in the lows. I would say -2, -3, but you're going to see some big names miss this cut this week. So I think that
By a
leaves
lot too.
for DFS. And
Yeah.
I think if you're playing in high risk lineups, you should have I think you should have a larger player pool than normal, just due to the fact of the variance that this tournament can bring. So, I mean, I'm all for narrowing it down and picking your guys, but in this case, I think I'm going a little bit more shotgun effect, where hey, what if somehow, some way, Scottie Scheffler misses this guy? Don't think it will happen, obviously, but it could potentially snowball for him. And if you are one of the few that don't have Scottie Scheffler in some of their lineups, you could shoot up the leaderboard, because his ownership's getting close to about 40% right now.
Yeah.
And you can get a huge edge. Obviously, that's a different one. But I mean, if you don't like Xander, if you don't like Morikawa, you don't like Rory, who are garnering a lot of that ownership, simply fade them, and you have a pretty good shot to be in that that 1% that shoots up the leaderboards and takes home a nice little payday. So that's a little different strategy you can do. And then we'll name some long shots that we think have a chance. Maybe top 10, top 20s. Even if they're top 40s in this event, and they're low ownership, low salaries, maybe you can get up on those leaderboards for sure. All right, so let's get into some of our placements. I went top 20s, top 10s, and outrights. We had a fantastic Memorial card. I think we hit 2 top 20s, 2 top 10s, and missed the outrights, of course, because I don't bet Scottie Scheffler at, plus 200, plus whatever it is, until pre-turn, or until it's live. And then obviously I went with the more long shot approach last week, and it didn't work. So I'll have more long shots this week. I do have one that I hate that I played, but just his form has been very, very good. And I think this is a course fit that he should not run away with it, but he should be competing for it come Sunday. So do you got any top 20s?
Yeah, we can start top 20s. Yeah, I mean, I know one guy we're both going to be on, and that's Fleetwood plus 140. Really, it's really a no-brainer. This week I kind of went back to the model and stats just to kind of get back on track with these placements. But really, he's 7th in the model, top 10 in fairways gained, top 10 in bogey avoidance, and around the greens. So he's pretty crafty around the greens, kind of what we look for. Obviously, I'm never going to take a Fleetwood outright. He's not going to win. The issue with Fleetwood, he's been actually playing pretty well. It's just one round here and there that kind of gets him. Maybe I think last week he shot kind of fell back a little bit. I think he shot like a 76 or something. So really just kind of hope he can just kind of stay steady this week and not have one of those blow up rounds. Although a 75 here probably isn't too bad this week, I guess. That probably keeps you in consideration for placement. So yeah, he still finished top 20 last week, a 21st at the Canadian Open, a 26th at the PGA. So he's right around there, coming in good form. Once again, another grinder. I don't think there's going to be too much wind this week, but on a tough course, I'll take him any day.
Yeah, the wind might be a factor during the weekend, but Thursday and Friday it should be fairly calm. But this course is going to be dry and
right, firm and fast. Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, ball striking is always at the top of the list, and you can't go wrong with Tommy Fleetwood. I was in the same wavelength as you. I wanted to take an outright, but obviously with Tommy, you can't.
You can't.
And I think it's plus 130 number for top 20 that I got is the play. I'm going to go a full unit there with Tommy. Think he should be in the mix come Sunday. And if he does fade, I think he's up there early on, and then maybe just fades, towards the mid-teens, but it should be good.
Yeah.
Another spot that I like for a top 20, and I feel like I'm on this guy every single time that I can. But when you bet, obviously he plays for Liv. Otherwise, I'd play him every single tournament. But Cam Smith plus 150, top 20, elite ball striker, elite short game. Kind of a theme that I got here. Oh, him and Fleetwood are okay off the tee. They're not elite by any means, but I don't think you have to be elite here to compete. I think that they'll make it up with their short game and iron play. So give me some Cam Smith this week, and you might see him in my outright section as well. You might. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I just talking about that. Yeah. Off the tee here, they are pretty wide fairways. You can get in trouble. But yeah, with him, I don't think there's a lot of pressure with it's kind of a different US Open venue. That's why it's pretty neat. It's not like these ones we've seen the past years like Winged Foot, Torrey Pines, where if you're in the rough, you're automatic laying up. So you can get out of the bunkers here, and that I don't think that's going to be a problem for Cam. He's great out of bunkers as well. So my second top 20 though, I'm going to go with another Englishman is Fitzpatrick plus 190. Um, I had him last week, a live top 10. He actually backdoored it, and it was pretty insane because I don't think he played that well, and he still put up a top 10. And then once he does put up a top 10, he usually goes on a little run of where he starts getting some form. So I'm going to back him again this week. He's pretty, once again, around the greens, pretty good. I think he's top 5 in putting from 10 to 15. That's another important stat. I think there's going to be a lot of putts from 10 to 20 feet this week, whether you're going to try to save par or that's where you're going to make your birdies because you're not sticking one in between 10 feet this week. So you're going to have to be good from the 10 to 20, 25 range this week. So that's one thing he excels at. So I like him plus 190, top 20.
Yeah, I'm gonna round out my top 20 with a more of a long shot, but for those who have been tuning in each and every week, I've been playing him, and I've been playing him in matchups if you're in VIP.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex Noren, and
Yep.
he has been an absolute staple for the stream. He's been very, very good. I think he's got 9 top 25 finishes, and I can't remember what the heck that stat was.
Yeah, it was something like he missed the cut at RBC because I had him there, of course. But
yeah, 9 top 25 finishes over his last 10 starts. It's unbelievable what he's doing. And he's going a little bit under the radar. Let me see what his ownership is. I mean, he's 6,900. He's coming in right at like 11, 12%, which is not ideal. But I think he's one of those guys that might slide back down into the single digits come tomorrow. So we'll see. But Noren fits all the boxes for me this week. I know it's a little bit more competitive field, but I think overall it's worth it at that number. Plus 260. I put a half unit on it. Don't go crazy with a full unit, but I think the way he's played this season, it rounds out pretty well for him. You got anybody else for top 20?
As of right now, I only have 2, but I may stick a live or something in. So make sure everyone watching follows the Discord as well. That those always are free in the Discord. So
I gotcha. So we got a comment here. We got Blake. What's up, Blake? How we doing, buddy? Says, what's up, ballers? Is it a good week for the big BD? I'm assuming
that's
Bryson
Bryson
DeChambeau. And
that's a good transition.
Yeah, exactly why I put that up there, because Teaser would not shut up about Bryson before the stream. So you take this one away.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to top 10s now. So I mean, that's probably going to be one of my top 10s. It was either between him or Brooks. I haven't really solidified him in the spot yet, but I think it's just a no-brainer with Bryson, which kind of scares me a little bit because I think a lot of people will be on him, and it seems too easy for him to play well here. I mean, we all know about how far he hits the ball. That can be an advantage here. He's pretty accurate too as far as he hits the ball. Proximity from 75 to 100, great. His putting, obviously great. Bogey avoidance is great. So, yeah, I think he contends again. I think just in general, he's in a great place mentally, just playing on live and coming back to these majors and kind of just really just playing whenever he wants, taking breaks and doing his own thing. So I think he's right mentally. His game's on point. Saw him obviously coming second at the PGA, contend at the Masters a little bit. So, I'm hoping to make it 3 for 3 contention wise for majors this year for him. And 2 to 1, I think is a great price as well. So
is that his top 10? 2 to 1?
Yep, top 10.
Yeah. So Blake, Teaser's all over him this week. I am actually going to probably play him less in DFS because I'm going to pivot towards Brooks. He's $100 less, and he's coming in like 5 to 6% less ownership wise. So in DFS, I'm probably going to play Brooks a little bit more. I did take a Brooks top 10 to go into my card with the top 10 there. I'm feeding off of what Brooks has been doing lately at the Live, and in general, U.S. Opens and PGAs have been Brooks's wheelhouse, and I think I'm getting a solid ownership price here in DFS, and a little bit forgotten about with Scotty, with the way Brooks or with the way Xander's been playing, Morikawa's been playing. I think Brooks is coming in here a little bit kind of forgotten about, so I'm going to play him heavily in DFS. Have a nice little pivot there, but you can't go wrong with both of these guys. And if you're asking me, I'd probably take Brooks, but then you got Teaser, and he's saying Bryson. So
I don't think you can go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong either. What scares me is the putter with Brooks, which I'll take him at a venue. Like, I think I will be on him outright. You can't, where the winning score is going to be 5 under or less. That's where you want Brooks. He's not going to make a ton of birdies. Like, he couldn't. If you watch him at PGA, he just can't compete with an 18 under score. I mean, he can't make enough putts, but where he has to grind for par, that's where he's good. So I think he's a great play as well. It's just I kind of leaned Bryson a little more, but outright wise, I don't think you can pass up 25-1 on Brooks right now. So,
and I think that I'll add my final point of why I like Brooks over Bryson, just because I feel like Bryson's very good when a course just tells you to hit it far and go to this spot, and then hit it far and go to this spot, or hit it and go to this spot. When you have to have some creativity, I think he just struggles a little bit more than Brooks does. I think Brooks has a little bit more, I guess, savvy around him, and could potentially get there. You don't have to pick between the two, but I'm just going off of Brooks on my card and Bryson on yours. That's kind of why I defaulted to Brooks there.
Shoot, you might change my mind right now. I don't know. I'm 50-50 right now. I don't know.
Oh boy. But yeah, and as Blake adds, Brooks is always solid. Yeah, he truly is. You can't go wrong. That's my only gripe with Bryson. But in models that I'm looking at, you really, it's Bryson, then it's Brooks, or it's Brooks, then it's Bryson. So it's kind of flip a coin this week with those two, unfortunately. Yeah. I'll go to my next here on the top 10, and I'm a little worried because, man, everybody is on Hideki this week. Everybody. And I'm gonna fall victim here. I'm not gonna take his outright, but I'm gonna take his top 10. Last week I was on his outright, and he got me a top 10. So I'm hoping to flip it right here, and he still competes. Scrambling and his short game are elite. So you got him easily involved, and there's always risk for injury, which scares the living hell out of me. So probably in DFS, because he's so cheap. He's 8,000, but he's 20% owned. I think I'm gonna probably play a little bit under the field. I might play more Hideki if I don't have Scotty in my lineup. So just kind of play totally different venue there, where you're not getting, because if you play Scotty and Hideki together, I feel like that's a pretty popular build. But if you play one or the other, or just miss both of them, go with a different route, is a good play there. But man, Hideki, he checks a lot of the boxes. I know he's like plus 4,000 to win. Mm-hmm. That's a good number, but I took his top 10 here, plus 330, did a half unit there. So Hideki should be around. He everything that you need to be good at this golf course, Hideki's really good at. So can't go wrong with Hideki this week. You got anybody else for top 10?
Yeah, I mean, the last one I'll talk about, this is pretty much a no-brainer to me right now. It's Morikawa at plus 150. I love the number too. It's kind of insane. It's that number. His last 7 starts, 6 top 20s, and the one that he didn't top 20 was the duo event in New Orleans. So essentially 6 out of 6 by himself. So second last week, fourth, 9th, 3rd, 16th. So I mean, in the model, obviously he's going to be good. Fairways gained, he's top 5. Bogey avoidance, top 20. Around the greens, which is surprising, he's actually second. So that actually, I didn't know he was that good around the greens, just looking at the stats. So just judging off everything there. And another stat that actually was intriguing to me was the putting from 10 to 15 feet his last 30 rounds. He's 11th. So that's surprising to me that he's actually that good from that range, because we know his putter, kind of goes out on him on a Sunday, although he did play well Sunday and made a lot of putts. But I'm not going to
round by round with that guy. It's round by round.
It really
that's
is.
So
Yeah.
frustrating with betting.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
It's like you said. I mean, I don't think I trust him enough for an outright. I could see him and Scheffler final round on a Sunday again this week. I don't think it's out of the question. I could see that same duo from last week in the final round. So yeah, I mean, I like him plus 150. Good value play there on a top 10.
We got Blake again here. He goes, wish Tigers long irons would return like they used to be. Oh yeah.
You mean this whole game, right?
Yeah. I mean, but there are videos out there of like him just hitting a 2-iron just flush as shit, and it sounds just amazing. And unfortunately, he's just never going to be that type of player anymore. The field is caught up. His injuries have came and gone. I mean, it's just, I love Tiger Woods to death. Love what he did for the game of golf and everything like that. It's just when I watch him now, I just know not to expect what he used to do. Just plain and simple. So I mean, what is it even to make the cut this week?
I think it's like minus 120 or no, I didn't even see. It's just funny now. It's everyone is hyping him up and stuff, and now it's kind of like dwindled down a bit. Like we don't expect that much anymore, which sucks. But like he'll hang in there first round. I'll see maybe a 73. He'll go 72, 73, 74, and then he's just gonna blow up because he just can't take 2 to 3 rounds in a row anymore. It's just we've seen him at the Masters, and then he'll go 8 over, 10 over on round 2 or 3 if he makes the cut. So
exactly, yeah, he's plus 220 to make the cut, plus 220. So if you want to go ahead and do that, go right ahead. But I mean, if you've watched any of our shows, we highly, the only tournament I'll ever play Tiger is the Masters. I think from now on, like he just knows that course and knows exactly what to do on that course. It's just second nature to
him. He can make the cut there. Yeah, that's the only place. He can't make a cut at this place or even Valhalla. That was an easy course major wise, and he can't contend there. So
right, yeah. So I mean, and maybe absolutely goes low and then has I don't know. I'm not even going to give any positive news for that guy.
Yeah,
I was trying to at the end, just so anybody out there with a glimmer of hope, but I'm off of him for sure. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what his ownership is. He's 1% owned in DraftKings. Like I think the whole world just understands it now.
Yep.
And I'll round out the top 10, and I'm gonna go chalk. And my boy Xander plus 110. Got it finally done at PGA last major. Disgusted that I was not on him at all there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go back to him plus 110. If you've watched the stream ever, if I get a plus number on Xander top 10, I usually take it. And that's what I'm doing here, plus 110. Yep. I mean, I'm not even going to tell you why. You guys have watched golf. He's a phenomenal golfer. He tops a lot of the models that I'm in over Scottie, which is intriguing. And he still comes in 10% lower than Scottie and also $1,500 cheaper. So if you want to start your DFS lineups with Xander and just fade Scottie completely, I'm so down for that. Gives you a little bit more wiggle room and a little bit different from all the Scottie lineups that you'll see out there. So go with Xander. And if you haven't used them in one and done, I'd probably use them this week. But I would assume you've probably already used them. But all right. So do you have any other top 10s? You're good there.
That's what I have as of right now. I will say I just want to give out a couple long shot top 10s. Another good thing with placements at majors, just to kind of talk about it, is like the dispersion. So like you don't have to, like we saw at Memorial, 4 over was top 20 and then like 3 under was top 10. So there's a lot of room in between, like 6 to 7 shots where you can kind of just fall in between. It's not going to be log jammed up at the top there. So one long shot I had was Russell Henley. I think he's 6-1 top 10. I'm kind of like, I mean, I always had a soft spot for him. I mean, we all know that. I've been off him a while now. Usually attack him on the floor to swing, kind of back at him. Just wanted to see what he did this year. He really, model ranks 9th. He's top 10 in the model. He's been playing well. Around the greens, he's top 20. Bogey avoidance, top 15. Strokes gained approach and fairways gained, top 10. So he's kind of a good, all-around type guy to play here. The one thing is kind of the proximity from 200 plus is a little low for me, but that should be okay. But yeah, 6-1 flyer on him. Obviously, just a sprinkle on that. I don't mind. I have a gut feeling we could see him even be first round leader. So I might be on that as well. It's going to be some
Wow.
kind of like random first round leader that we always see, maybe even more random than Russell Henley. But that's my pick.
I like it. If I had an outright or a long shot top 10, let's see.
Yeah,
A long shot top 10. And what is Henley? What did you say was?
I believe he was 6-1. He might.
550 to 1.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you want me to be really, really ugly? Really, really ugly?
What's
How
up?
about Dustin Johnson plus 600?
Stop it, man. He's my favorite. That's my favorite player, but it's like I can't touch him. I mean, I follow Liv and I know what he does, but like, yeah, he hasn't really been in good form. He comes over here and just hacks it around a little bit. Like PGA Championship wasn't sharp at all. I just don't think he really cares anymore as much as he did. Kind of not sharp on his game. I think that's gonna not be a great fit around the greens here. So
All
I
right,
don't know.
here we go.
That's risky.
This is a real one. This is a real one. And we're going to go with Bezzy. Christian
I like that one.
Bezenhout,
Yeah.
plus 750 top 10. If you want to have a nice little a little payday here, his last 5 finishes, a 4, 17th, miscut, 16th, and a third. And he's got
I
12
actually
top
like
30
that.
finishes in his 12 top 30 finishes to start 24. So I think it's pretty good number there. Plus 750 for a top 10. Go with the Christian. I mean, Bezenhout. I just call him Bezzy. Just call him Bezzy.
Yeah.
Go after
There's so
Bezzy.
fun. I kind of want to just touch on this because you brought him up. And this has kind of been played over and over this week with the whole, golf Twitter community. It's more of like a sand belt type course. So a lot of people are kind of moving towards the Australians and South African players. Like it's kind of like a homey feel type vibe to them. So that's just another way if you kind of want to take a long shot, maybe kind of get a South African or an Australian type player in there who's kind of comfortable with those, conditions and, sand belt type courses.
Yeah, I've seen Minwoo Lee get some bump this week, which
What's new?
well, he's been kind of shitty.
He's
And
very
no one's really
overrated.
on him. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, one of the big guys got on him, and then everyone won't shut up about it now. So it's like, oh boy. So go ahead, take Minwoo. I mean, he might play well, but if anybody's on Minwoo, it's kind of like get off of him. And I played him without much buzz, so we'll see. All right, so let's get into our outrights here. I got 3 of them. How many you got?
As of right now, I'm in a predicament whether to go single bullet Scotty or go 3 outrights. But I'll give some names I do like.
All right, I'm gonna go. Let me go first, and I'm gonna throw up in my mouth before I do it. And if you watch this stream, you don't know. I have no idea why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. It's the reasons why he's teasers on his top 10. I just think he's gonna get it done this week. It's Morikawa, and plus 16 to 1. I think it's a fair number. I really do. I was hoping that I could get a 20 to 1, but no, it did not show up for me. So 16 to 1 here. I'm taking it. The lowest I'm not going Xander, or I'm not going Rory, and I'm not going to go Scotty. So the lowest I'm going to go here is Morikawa. I do favor that the top 10 play is a very good number there too. So I might go ahead and take that as a personal play. But I think his game is such at a good level right now, and what we were talking about was just putting and his short game. His iron play has always been good. He's added some distance to his driver, but then his putting and his short game has always been what makes him elite, and it's becoming prevalent pretty quickly. And for the longest time, we said he couldn't get it done, and I'm just thinking, put it aside this week, and we'll go and we'll get him at that number and go from there. I know it's disturbing it's hard to even back and like speak Morikawa winning into existence, but I tried.
Yeah, I'm very I don't have any hate towards him. He's just not one of my. I still think the 2 majors he's won are COVID majors. I you have to put an asterisk on it. I'm sorry. Like, there was no fans. We haven't seen him really win since that. So I know it's just like, yeah, like we got to see if he gets the job done. I don't hate the number with anyone who can get like a boost on any apps too as well. You can get them at around 25, I think. So that's a great number as well. But yeah, just to kind of talk about some guys as the favorites. Obviously, I like Scottie. We'll talk about. I think Bryson at 20 is a bit too low for my liking. Congrats to everyone who got like a future on him at 60 to 1. But yeah, Brooks 25 to 1. Anytime you can kind of get him over 20, I think it's kind of an auto play. You just have to do it with his major prowess there. So it's tough to kind of back him with the new putter change and all that, but with a grinded out course, you kind of have to. And then this one doesn't really. It's not fun to take this guy outright, but it's Fitzpatrick at 45 to 1. I think that's already has a U.S. Open, right? Yeah, wow. Already has a U.S. Open. I mean, I don't think he wins, but the numbers there. I mean, that's why it's like, do I take 3 guys I don't even think wins, or do I just go Scottie and win money? You know what I mean? Like,
I've been going the opposite. I just take 3 guys that I think could win, and then it hasn't
just
worked
like,
out. It's always Scottie.
Like, why do I like Cam Smith 50 to 1? I love the number. I'm playing it because of the number. But is he going to win?
Guy I'm talking about here. I'm on his top 20, but the 50 to 1 on Cam Smith. Like, I can't believe it. So I'm taking it. And for all the reasons that I like him top 20, you have to take him outright at that number. This is short game and everything. I cannot believe he's 50 to 1. I thought he was going to be in like the 30s, 20s to 1. That's more in my frame. That's why I just don't understand why he's this wide. And I could be completely wrong, and he misses the cut, and I look like a fool. But man, I think he's up there this week for sure.
I will say with him, he's always one where it's like, I mean, if you look at the model, he's 31 in the model, which is good. It doesn't take the live stats, but he's 140th in fairways gained. We know he's bad there, but it's just like, you're right. I mean, the short game. And if the putter gets hot for him, it's like it can happen any week. So if the putter gets hot, we've seen him at St. Andrews, just went berserk and won that. So if he could just lap the field if the putter gets hot. So,
and this is my long shot outright, that if for some reason we're in the same boat where it's either Scottie or a long shot, it took every fiber in my being to not put Corey Connors on my card this week. I wanted to.
I'm fading him.
I am too, but he's been a cash cow from this year once again.
Yeah,
but I'm going back to the guy that I said I would never play again on this stream.
Who? Oh God, who's this?
Sung J M. It's disturbing.
Okay.
Because he was so bad. Remember we said, okay, this guy's canceled. He's awful. Yeah. We're not playing him.
Yeah.
And then he's got 3 top 10s in the last 4 that he's played. I'm like, shit, he's back.
Streaky.
I gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
And 70 to 1. I think it's worth a shot. 70 to 1. If you want to take something more safe, go do his top 20. But man, the way he's striking the ball right now, it's everything why I was on him so much in the beginning of the season. And
I don't hate it.
So I'm okay with 70 to 1 here. Is there anybody below that you think would be worth a shot this week at all?
I do have one very long shot. There's not really like much explanation. It's just he somehow plays well in U.S. Opens. Before I get to him, though, it pains me to say I will not be on my 2 favorite players, Will Zalatoris and Cam Young. We'll just get that out of the way. Cannot touch them. One seems like he has a back issue still, and one can't find the middle of the face of the club right now.
Yeah, both 80 to 1. Both 80 to 1.
Just had to put it out there. It pains me, but it has to be done. Can't tell him. But the one long shot, for some reason, his game fits a mold of a U.S. Open. I think he has 3 top 10s the past 4 years. Had a top 5 at Wingfoot. That's Harris English, 130 to 1.
Wow.
Absolutely zero recent form, coming off 2 missed cuts. For some reason, like if you think about Harris English game, it does fit a U.S. Open course. He keeps it in the fairway. It's pretty decent with his irons. I mean, he does everything pretty much a little above average. Like not really a big weakness in his game. He doesn't do anything elite, but it's always there on a U.S. Open course where he kind of grinds it out as well, and where par is a good score. So I personally like his top 5 at 10-1. I think that's a great play. So.
Nice. I'll give some long shots for DFS if anybody's here for DFS. David Puig is a good one. These are like sub 5% guys.
Yeah,
Puig, Dietrich, Moronk, Dunlap, and Patia. I think those guys are worth a shot. If you want to plug and play, if you are going to go Scottie Scheffler, need some salary relief, I think those are some pretty good players to have a chance to make the cut and make some noise a little bit. Probably hang around the 50-40 range in the rankings, and maybe one of them surprises you and wins you a lot of money. So hopefully, I'm going to go through a couple guys that we didn't touch on that are probably more high owned than normal. What do you think of Hovland this week?
I don't know.
I can't get to him personally because this course involves short game, and you have no clue what you're getting from that guy ever.
Yeah, it's not even. Well, Jesus, yeah, he is 150th in around the greens. His past 20. Yeah, I thought he got a little better, but guess
it's
not.
Just a street. I mean, yeah, I can't do it.
And this is a course where I haven't really decided. Like, you do have to be, like you said, creative. And he's kind of just like, I mean, he played well at Valhalla because you can just hit the ball. Like, you don't have to think. I think you kind of have to think on this course. That's where you don't want to take Hovland. You want to take him at a course where you can kind of just rip the ball down the fairway and who cares where it goes, essentially. And just has no thinking. He doesn't really have great course management either. So I don't know if that plays well here. It's not like too much of a fade. I just don't want to get on him because I generally can't get that man right. If I take him, he sucks. If I don't take him, he's good. So.
Yeah, and for DFS purposes, I think he's 20-something% owned too. And if you can find a reason not to play somebody, I think that's a great tool that you can have, because a lot of people, I've even suggested having a bigger player pool tonight, but I just still think you can fade certain guys. I think Victor gives you a lot of reasons to do that. One that I'm just struggling with, this Ludwig Aberg. He cashed my top 10 plus 30 last week, and now I'm like, I want to put him on my card, but I'm not, and I feel like I'm going to regret it. What do you think about him?
That's another guy I seem to can't get right either. Like, he has been solid. It's just, really last week. He hung in there the last 3 days. He didn't do much, but yeah, I think the knee's kind of still a problem. I know they kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
You made a good point pre-stream whenever you said, he went low the first round and then he didn't do much the last 3 rounds.
He didn't look great. He still hung in there, but he had so much of a cushion already where it was like, he already had a top 10 in the bag, top 20. So he didn't have to really do much, didn't push the leader at all or do anything. So, and I had a couple bets on him like live. So I kind of watched his weekend rounds. He didn't look that great to me. So I don't know, coming into this week. I'm still trying to figure out his game a little bit. He's still new on tour, so I'm not sure where I like him yet in aspects of like major wise. So
he's a damn robot, that's for sure.
He's really good. He's good, talented. It's just I kind of like to know, like I want to see him in a couple more majors before I kind of pull the trigger on him. But
I just think 20-1 is too low. I think it's just too low.
That too, yeah, yep.
I think you can get a higher number, and if you want to, just wait. But all right, let's go 3 other guys, and we'll go into matchups. We're a little bit long, but this is a third major open, and screw it. So we're going to go a little bit longer. And if you guys do have any other questions, hit us up in the chat. We'd love to hear from you guys. We're basically rambling on some guys and then going off some tournament matchups, and we'll be up on out here. So make sure you guys throw them in the chat if you got them. So, all right, 2 other guys, Justin Thomas and Sahith Theegala. What do you? Any chance you play them in DFS? Any chance that you are even thinking about them? I'd probably go Theegala over Thomas right now.
Yeah, I think I agree there. Justin puts some good rounds together recently. Other rounds just kind of loses it. He's just hasn't been the same. I think I definitely would trust Theegala a little more.
I
Yeah,
think he's got a little bit more creativity in his game.
Yeah, that too. I mean, really, you could debate. I know JT's pretty good around the greens, but Theegala is really great around the greens as well. So they're kind of up there with each other. But yeah, off the tee doesn't really scare me with Theegala. I mean, if he misses, he kind of misses badly, and then there's no really penal rough here. You can find yourself in the kind of wiry type stuff. But yeah, I think he can be good here and kind of hang in there and get a good placement finish.
Yeah, Theegala is like $1,300 cheaper on DFS, and he's 13% owned. So he's gonna be chalk. He's gonna be chalk for a lot of people. So if you're on DFS, I'd probably play Thomas over Theegala, but can't go wrong there. Wow, guy, I didn't think we wouldn't mention this week, but Max Homa. What do you think there?
I didn't talk about him yet, but he's actually going to be a part of one of my tournament matchups.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think the only reason why I'm playing him in the tournament matchup is because I'm fading the other guy. But yeah, I don't know about Homa either. I think he played decent last week, maybe crept into the top 20, I believe. Let me double check on that. Got a 22nd actually. Was good on approach. Tee to green looked great. So yeah, I think he's proven the past couple majors to finally start competing in them. At the Masters, he was right there on the weekend. PGA,
I think a lot of people don't have not mentioned him because he's missed 4 of his 5 cuts here at the U.S. Open. So
yeah, it's tough.
It's hard to get after someone with those with
right.
that.
And he's a different player now. I think so. I think he's starting to kind of understand the major and start having what it takes to actually compete in it. So I don't mind him this week. I don't think he wins, obviously, but I think he can.
All right. Last 4. I'm just going to rattle them off: Hatton, Finau, Spieth, and Wyndham. None of them have made my DFS player pool or my card. Obviously, I've talked about my card. I'm surprised more at Hatton not making my card than anybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of all those 4, I think just keep it brief. I like Hatton the most.
Yeah,
Spieth and Clark, horrible recent form. I mean, you already know what I think about Wyndham Clark. I think he's overrated. But yeah, Spieth, you can't touch that guy at all. Finau, dude, putts
are so bad, so bad.
So I like Hatton the most out of that group.
Yeah, I mean, he putts so bad, but he's gotten 3 top 20s last 3 events. So it's like, come on.
Yeah,
he's just that good of a golfer. But yeah. If I had to pick anybody, I'm gonna go Hatton in that group for sure. All right, let's transition to finish up the show with some tournament matchups here. And if you want all my round by round matchups, you guys have seen me post them on Twitter. They are on the VIP Discord. So make sure you guys hit the link below. You guys can join for the weekend for free. You get a free 3-day trial. So don't know why no one has signed up. Let's go. Get your butt in there. Let's go. All right. We got tournament matchups. Which ones are you looking at?
Yeah, I can just rattle them off real quick. I like Keegan over Wyndham Clark. More of a fade on Wyndham. Harris English over Billy Horschel, -110. I'll take him even over Horschel. Russell Henley +100 over Connors. That's based strictly off of around the green play. And then this one, I'm surprised he's a plus. This also could be biased because I was on this guy last week. He burned me. But Homa +105 over Cantley. Cantley, literally the one course he plays at, he managed to play horribly. So he's not coming in with good form. He's not even elite anymore. Like, this guy is horrendous. Like, this year, he can't even win. It's like, I don't know what's going on with him. He can't putt anymore. I watched like his first 2 rounds. It was horrible. So he's not in I don't think he's in good form at all. So
I think one of the ones I like here, I haven't talked about him yet, but Keegan Bradley over Adam Scott. I think that's a good one. -120.
Oh, is that a tournament matchup?
Yep.
And what's that on?
It's on DK.
Oh, was that round or tourney?
Oh, I'm looking at the rounds. I'm sorry, dude.
I was like,
well, that's going to be a round matchup for me tomorrow.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's good too.
I usually, when you click the tournament matchups or the matchups, it goes to tournaments. Man, all right, been a long day, but let's see. Brooks over Fitzpatrick. That's a pretty good one. Oh, there you go. I'll take Sung Jae over Minwoo. Fuck all you Minwoo Lee
Ooh.
people out there. Fuck them.
I like that one as well. Just won't make the card, but I do like that a lot.
Sung Jae minus 120.
Dang, that's a good one. Yeah.
Let's see.
Bezzy over Adam Scott. That's decent.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Minus 120. Let's roll with that. Man, I can't believe I'm not on Tom Kim this week, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I've been riding him. I've been riding him and Corey Connors very, very hot recently. Wow. I think I like Bryson over Ludwig. If I'm plus 100, I think I would go that route.
You like Aberg over Bryson?
No, I think I'm gonna go Bryson.
Oh, Bryson. Yeah, I like that one. I just had him top 10, so I didn't want to have two things on him, but that was one that stuck out to me as well.
Yeah. All right. Any other ones you like?
I think we covered all of them. I got to get it down to 4. I think I like the 4 I had, but
yeah,
I mean, all the ones you said are good too. Even Finau over JT at plus 100. I feel like that's, if you get a plus on that, that's cool. So I like that one as well. But yeah.
All right. Well, we'll post our official cards on X here shortly. I'll have mine up right after the show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully, we have found you an outright winner and made you a ton of money if you guys have tuned in. So we will see come Sunday. If you guys have any other questions, make sure you guys hit us up on X or join each one of our Discords and go from there. We appreciate it. We'll be back next. We're actually going to do next Wednesday, the same time for the following week here. So let's get after it. We got the U.S. Open, the third major of the year, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys.